Just a man on a mission, ambition to never fail. Personality electric, he is animated male. Intelligent and wise, calm and often cool. Chris James giving opinions while also speaking the truth. Empathy and compassion. Stephen Michael is here, helping you through your traumas, helping you with your fears. These three forces combine and keep it honest. Turn up the volume, cause this is the application of knowledge.
Welcome to the Application of Knowledge podcast. I am Animated Mel. We have Chris James here with us today. And we also have Stephen Michael. Still vibing. You know what I mean? You still vibe? I like that shirt. I didn't even know it said that. Still vibing. Can I?
Oh, you know, no. I bought this from,
Looks like an Old Navy classic.
it does, right?
It's all good. You ain't got to get them promotion. They ain't put money in your pocket.
What?
You got the shirt and you acquired it. Unless it's a
It's a friend.
Oh, it's a friend.
friend shirt.
I can't think of who.
Dang, Saudi.
Oh, well,
Okay.
guessing that must
Well,
not really be a friend then.
Must not be that good of a friend. I can't think of their name,
Man,
though.
it's my friend, but I don't know who
I don't
they
know
is.
who they are.
It's just
John Blank.
it's an associate, man. You know what I mean?
Definitely
Blank.
associate.
Well, how's everyone's week been? How's anything? proceeding?
Let's get into these comments.
Nah, man.
Who cares about the week? My week's always great. It's literally, I always have a great week. Either I'm very busy.
Maybe I want to talk about my week.
Either I'm very busy. Ain't nothing happening.
Actually, no. Okay, let's.
What special happened during your week? Go ahead and say it now. Let's get it out the way.
There's a lot that happened.
Special.
Yeah, I went to a convention and I met a lot of people. A lot of black creators. RDC World.
You that was their event?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They were at the skating rink the other day, Thursday.
Oh, word?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
it.
they weren't apparently they didn't skate, but someone got a picture with them, like they just were there.
Oh yeah, they had a convention up at DreamCon. Well, it's called DreamCon, but at the Arlington Esports Arena.
Okay, that makes sense because this is in Grand Prairie, so they were close.
They're just around.
Yeah, they were in the area.
They live in Austin?
Oh, they live in Texas?
Yeah, they're from Texas.
I
They're
didn't
from
know that.
Waco.
I didn't know.
Yeah, they're from Waco, but I think they live out
In Austin.
in that area now. They did used to live out here, but you know what I mean, yeah, I went to that event. It was a lot. The thing is, it was so dope because you get to see, like, while I was going up there, I was just like, man, it's so dope that these guys, they created this convention, you know, and they love anime, and then you see a bunch of different creators, like everyone you can probably think of who's on YouTube, probably Instagram, TikTok, anyone who's big in Twitch or whatever, literally we're all there. But
Everybody loves anime.
but it's all the black people though.
Why didn't you invite me to go?
Oh, you had to buy those tickets a while ago. It's not an invite. Like it's. I wanted to buy a VIP ticket. I waited. As soon as they said announce it, bam! I kept clicking.
It was already.
And it was gone. And I'm just like, crap. And then I was like, okay, I want to go to the next level. And then that was gone. I was like, oh, crap. Now I just have to be a regular. You know what I mean? A regular person who's just in there. So.
Dang, man.
You know, but.
Does the VIP, you get to meet them and stuff?
You get to meet and greet, which is, you know, it's cool. I mean, the thing is, I'm actually kind of glad I didn't get to meet and greet. Because for some reason, I'm okay with not meeting them.
I know how you are.
No.
This is what I was talking about earlier.
No. I'm okay with not meeting them because, like, if it was a different setting, it's cool. But it's just like seeing how many people are just
all over
constantly
them,
coming up to them, and I'm just like, you know what? I'll fall back, you know, because I'm sure this is, you know, they got security, big ass dudes, you know. I'm just like, all right. But there's a lot going on. They're not the only creators there. What, King Vader, I believe his name is. And there's a lot of other people up there who create anime that I'm not aware of. Like, I was just having a genuine conversation with someone randomly, and come to find out he's someone who creates content, and he's one of these big heads or whatever. And his name was Irving, and I didn't know who he was. He goes Irving something is his last name.
What is that? His channel is Irving something?
Yeah, Irving something. I'm not sure if because he's not super big on YouTube. Maybe he has a bigger platform on Instagram or TikTok, possibly. But overall, it's just being there and just seeing literally nothing but mainly just black people. I mean, it was probably 95% just black people. And
Well, that's just an interesting thing for us in general, right?
No, it's just dope for them to being around so many creative people. And
All them nerds.
yeah, it's just that energy, man, and I enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed it. Like, well, not necessarily collab, but I made a few connections with a few people out there.
Yeah.
Like, there's an author who his name's Quentin, who has this comic book that he created, and the artwork is dope. And like, I bought his last copy, so he actually put me on his channel. He's like, I got the last copy, whatever. And
Okay, Mel about to be famous.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But then, like, we were just having a genuine conversation about how he, he's working 9 to 5 and, like, he's invested into his dream. And I was just like, you know what? You will make it, man. Because he's graduated college in, 10 years and he's been invested into this comic book. And I'm just like, man, you're at that point where you are going to succeed, man. You just have to keep at it, especially if you put this amount of time in it over the amount of years. It's just, just being around it and having those conversations with different creative and artists. I'm just like, this is so dope, man. Like, actually, I can still go there now because the event's still happening. But
Give me your ticket.
no. We're recording right
So
now.
so you think that they gonna get mad
but
that I use your ticket?
You would have to show them an ID. You would have to give them COVID.
I thought that's what I was gonna ask you if they still doing that COVID stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, like, come on, man.
I mean, they're doing it just because it's.
Other people, but it's
Yeah.
really annoying more than anything. So what do you got to do? Have a negative test for the past 3 days or something?
I think like that a week. I think it was a week.
Oh, it's a week now. That's not even the guideline.
Well, because I'm just looking at the date now. I'm just looking at the date, but it was prior to the event. It was 3 days before the event.
I look like you.
Yeah, you sure do.
I could get
look like me at all. You know what I mean? Because apparently I have bad guy energy, and
you are so
Yeah, man.
sensitive, Mel.
no, I'm just. I have bad guy energy. Cool.
Bad boy.
Even
Bad boy.
Vaughn said that.
Siobhan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Hey, but maybe I do give off the looks. I don't know, because women will have a better perception of me than I,
or just any people. Like we're not getting back into that.
Yeah, we don't have to.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, I do have a.
we can get there later. Let me just finish this, then we can go up there. The convention, 3 days, DreamCon, met a lot of creatives, and then the dope part is, like, if you've never been to like an anime convention before, they typically play a lot of anime music, and they play, a little that type of stuff. And cats don't really vibe with that unless that's what you rock with. But it's 95% melanated. So in the next room, while people playing Smash, all you hear is dun, 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 which is basically swag surfing. And that's what we do in the black community. Swag. I'll surf. I'll swag. And I'm just like, oh, this is hard, man. At a convention, just getting hype, they playing hip hop. I'm just like, this is hard.
That's dope, man.
And you just walk around seeing everyone dressed up as their favorite anime characters. I'm just like, it's hard, man.
Yeah, that's dope.
So it was definitely a good experience. I made a few connections, probably do some collaborations with people. And it actually gave me a lot of inspiration to, go a little bit harder, which I have been as of late. And yeah, man, it was just an overall good experience to be at the DreamCon and make some new connections and be around that creative energy. Like that, it's like just hearing different people's perspective, because they have like different panels and they tell you what they do when they're setting up their videos or creating like viral moments and stuff like that, how much, like, what programs they use, and you just get good insight on, I guess, how they create things. And I'm just like, this is so dope, man. It's so dope, especially to be around people who are lifting each other up. I met some dude from Cincinnati. He's from Cincinnati. He actually looks like he's from Cincinnati.
Oh!
And because I was in the Smash room, Smash tournament area, and I actually met 2 people that I know there. Like, I met 2 people that I knew, and they're growing on Twitch. I'm just like, we stopped. I was like, oh, I didn't know he was gonna be here, which was dope. But the dude from Cincinnati, he was giving me like we talked off to the side. And he was like, where you from? I'm from Roseline. He's like, yeah, I'm from Westwood. I was like, all right, that's cool. And then I was like, you still stay out there in Cincinnati? He was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. I said, I'm from Cincinnati, but I live out here in Texas. He's like, yeah, man, I've been thinking about moving. I was just like, do it. I said, do it. Move.
Get out of there.
I said, get out of Cincinnati. I said, that's probably one of the greatest decisions that I ever made. Because you being in Cincinnati, I said, like, getting out of Cincinnati, it created it was like a burden lift off of my shoulder, because it's like dark and gritty. It's like, yeah, man, it's the same kind of thing. I'm just like, get out of it. I said, people are trapped in their little bubble. And I was telling him, I was just like, before I got out of Cincinnati, I never dreamed of moving to a different city or a different state or exploring different areas. My thought was, okay, I'm going to get big and rich and I'm going to move to Indian Hill.
Which is the rich neighborhood in Cincinnati.
Yeah, which is in Cincinnati. And I was just like, and then once I met a friend and my horizons expanded and I was able to see out of that. And I was just like, yo, this world is big. And I said, moving, it may be scary, it may be intimidating. I said, that's good, man. Walk towards that fear, man. It said you have nothing but growth by moving. You're gonna do nothing but growth, especially if you're still young and you still following whatever you believe in. But grow. You stay in that one bubble, and you're just going to be stuck there. So it was good to basically have those conversations with random people, and yeah, man, it was an overall good experience. And DreamCon next year, I'll probably more than likely go. I spent a lot more money than I wanted to. But, I want to support people, and also some of the artwork was pretty dope, But, yeah, that's the synopsis of what I did. We can get into these comments about about the ladies, if y'all like.
Steve, did you have a follow-up on that bad boy comment?
Yeah. So
Bad boy energy?
So, obviously, Mel was not, if you watched the last podcast, then he was a little confused as to why Chris was saying the things that he was saying and the attention that he was garnering. So, I did
a little research.
Oh, you did some research.
Well, I did a poll.
You did a poll.
As I do.
That's research.
It's research.
Yeah.
Poll is research. As long as you ain't throwing no ones. That could be research too.
It could be if you're researching strippers.
So I said, I basically said, what type of look do you go for, right? And so there were 4 options. First one was suit and tie. The second one was country club style.
Country club? What's that?
Carlton.
You want to include? Okay, you're including. Okay, go ahead.
The third one was edgy, very stylish. And then the fourth one was basic shorts and t-shirts.
I'm 3.
You're 3 out of the 4. You don't do the basic shirts and t-shirts?
No. He's saying he is number 3.
Oh, he's number 3.
stylish.
Okay. Yeah, obviously.
So those are the options.
Let's see what the ladies chose.
So we'll just start from the lowest and then go to the highest. So coming in at a whopping 0%.
Wow.
0%. They said that they do not like the country club style look.
Well, that's obviously based on your audience. I was wondering why you put that in there.
Why not?
Okay, well, go ahead.
I mean, I have a very diverse audience on my Instagram.
Not based on that.
Okay. I mean, I have a very diverse audience. 0%. Second, at 25%, said suit and tie.
Wow.
As you were dressed.
Wow. You would think. But this is what I was saying last week. Go ahead.
That's the look.
This is
You'd fall somewhere between suit and tie and country club right now.
Country club.
I mean, you have on a
yeah. Nope. You're right.
I
have on.
And
I
you have on nice pants.
Yeah. You're right.
I mean,
yeah. That's definitely.
You probably fall.
Yeah. All I need is a polo. If this is a polo, I'm country club. Yeah.
I mean, you're right there.
I'm right there.
So you're almost at 0%.
I'm at 0%.
You're almost at 0%.
Okay, proving my point. Go ahead. Keep going.
I mean, does this not?
Keep going.
Right? So then the
Ain't
third.
nobody gonna do basic and teasers first, so okay, I see where we're going.
Nah, keep going. Keep going.
The third highest at 29%, which is just above suit and tie. 29% is basic shorts and t-shirts, which would be me. I mean, t-shirts,
Athletic
I have
wear,
shorts on. Right?
stuff like that.
Athleisure, like just you know what I'm saying?
Dad clothes, basically.
Right. I mean, okay, whatever.
They prefer dad clothes.
Yeah.
This is insane. Go ahead, Steve.
Yep. And then at 46%.
Oh, wow.
Almost half.
It's basically 50%.
46% said edgy, very stylish.
Hey, man.
There we go.
I mean, it means y'all gotta step y'all game up there. That's all it means.
No.
There, you
No.
know? Change that wardrobe, brah.
What it means is, and honestly, if I had a larger sampling, these numbers would probably be exacerbated. So
I bet you edgy would be.
it would be
like
it would be
60%,
yeah, it'd be
70%.
much higher. And then you have your suit and tie would probably be lower. Which, you know, like women, I think that we like that look. But for men, of course, doing all that every single day is tough. I mean, Kevin said that you should suit Friday or something like that. Saturday, once a week.
At least, you know, he wore it every day.
Yeah. But that once again, it's a small sampling, but it goes to show that how you dress, so the way that you dress, is preferred or preferable. Okay.
And there's a certain attitude that comes along with that style of dress, or at least women think that.
So, correct. So, also last week, you said that you know, we said it's how you walk, it's how you talk, everything. And you said,
I sit.
Exactly. You said I sit, right? I don't walk. I sit. I chill. Like.
Yeah, because I mean, in my mind, I'm thinking of the context of where we are. If I'm at a bar, I'm like, we're just chilling.
Right.
But yeah, that's all when I say I sit.
So, okay. So what you're saying is you have a chill vibe.
A little bit, something like that.
Okay. So then I did another one.
I don't know.
Go ahead. Get him. Yeah, you've just activated my trap card.
Let's see.
So I did another one. You've activated my trap card. So then I said, okay. So you said, I don't have no B, D, E. I got B, D, E. Oh, wait.
I ain't got no B, G, E. I got
B, D, E, right? So, of course, I did another poll. So I said, big dick energy or bad guy energy, right? That was the question. I gave 4 options. First one was big dick energy. The second one was bad guy energy. The third one was low-key chill energy. And then the fourth one was, I don't know. So, so the interesting thing is that if I wish I would have like adjusted the verbiage because, and you'll see why. So we'll start at the bottom.
Okay, let's start from the bottom.
And so at the bottom, at 0%, bad guy energy. Mm-hmm. So, which I understand why people would say that because people don't want bad guys. They don't want
bad guy energy, but they do want bad guys.
Yes. Well,
yeah, they want the aesthetics.
Yeah.
But they don't want what comes along with it.
Yes.
So
correct.
He gives you the percentage of 0. And you argue against 0.
No. That's
I'm agreeing with it.
I'm agreeing with it. So when I say I wish I would have changed the verbiage because everyone, when you read this, they're gonna be like, well, I don't want a bad guy. I don't want to be hurt. I don't want him to cheat on me. I don't want a bad guy, and you don't.
Right.
But they want the aesthetics.
They want the aesthetics. Yeah.
Right. Which would be the next one. Well, I'm sorry, not the next one. So, so the next one at 9% was I don't know. Like I don't know what I like. I don't know if I like bad guy.
That
energy,
should be higher.
Dick energy, low key chill energy.
That should actually be much higher.
A lot of people don't know what
they don't.
A lot of people don't know what they want.
They're just like, well, I have to wait until I see them to determine if I like them or not. So I think that one thing that really helped me when I was like in that sphere of dating, which I'm not right now, was sitting and just writing what do I want. And when I did that, I started to realize why I was single. Because I wasn't actually even going after girls that I want. I was just, you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
it was just like, wait a minute. I'm talking to people, but it's just like, I'm not even actually going after the girls that I have written down here saying what I want.
Yeah.
So then I end up just talking for a week or two, and I'm like, I don't even like you. You know what I mean? So I think that if people in general, men and women, did that, they just wrote it down and then said, well, I'm going to focus on these people because now I know what I want, right? So just a tip. So the next one, so number 3, at 36%, big dick energy. 36%,
And that's probably because that's become recently a thing. It's like
yeah.
So BDE would be the correct term, not literally the size of the dick. Would be confidence, the swag, the level of. If you ever have a man who has money, he's going to walk a certain way, right? He's going to hold his head high. He's going to feel like he can accomplish a lot of things just because he has money in his bank account. He might not be doing anything with it, but there's a certain level of confidence that he has when he has a few dollars.
So you equate that to big dick energy.
Well, that's what big dick energy is.
A broke
it equates
dude,
to confidence.
A broke dude can still have broke dick.
Big dick energy.
Broke dick energy.
I mean, I'm sure that's a thing too.
I'm sure that's the
broke
thing.
dick energy.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
like
money.
Someone who exudes a level of confidence.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a confidence.
It's a confidence. It's confidence.
Yeah.
Right. And then of course, so the highest at 55%, which this surprised me. I'm not gonna lie, this surprised me, was low key chill energy.
I mean, keep it chill, man.
So so we look at the data. Because,
Oh my God! Let's put the data together.
Because that's the one thing that we did last week, and we're going to address some of that this week, is data and statistics. Now, granted, like, I'm not a U.S. surveyor, but this is a coupling or a grouping of people, which, if this gives you an average of, it doesn't matter if it's 100 people, 20 people, it doesn't matter.
They
It's an
say it
average.
needs to be 1,000 for it to be. You know what I'm saying? But
I understand.
You're going to get a good idea of the direction.
And I think that honestly, a lot of these numbers would be similar, right? But if you look at the 2 polls, the top one for dress or how they look is stylish and edgy, which you said you fell into.
Right.
You literally said, well, that's me, right?
Yeah, that's me.
And then by your own
And
admission,
sometimes I fucking dress up with a suit too.
Nah.
But I still like to.
That's super rare, though.
by your own admission, you have low key, chill vibe energy. I said, low key.
Like, I'm an energetic, hyper guy.
Okay.
But
Oh, now,
Okay,
okay,
okay.
now he's in.
no, I am. I mean, but it's just like,
It's low key.
yeah, I like to. Yeah, me, I like to.
So you rank number 1 in both polls.
Hey, man, you know,
I don't.
shout out to all my fans.
And Chris doesn't.
Oh, I definitely don't. I rank number 1 in the second poll. I'm real laid back. I'm real chill.
We're all laid back. Right.
But the aesthetics is how you get the girl.
Right. That's
So
that's what pulls.
So ranking low there is why I talk about I have access for my look and my swag. I have access to 20% of women, and the problem is it's not 20% of baddies and 20% of really
Totality.
It's the lower. Like, my access to women is lower. Like, yes, every once in a while there's a 9 or whatever that I can swipe, which I do. It's so hard for me to get 8s, 9s, but I get them because I just work hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hard worker. My old coworker used to say, I probably said this already on the show because I think about it. Cristoval, how do you get all the pretty women?
Hey, Gustavo,
I only shoot my shots at the dimes, man. That's it. That's how it happens.
Yeah.
I get a lot of rejection.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, rejection's part of the game, though.
Right. And I don't.
It doesn't feel good.
It don't feel good.
It don't feel good to be like, I want this. No.
No.
Especially, like, if you ever been to the club and, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Maybe, when you ever go to the club back in the day, did you ever just go up to the chick and, like, try to dance with them randomly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then, like, they'll dance, and then their friend will pull you off. They'll look back, and
Feels bad, man.
oh, man, I'll be like, you Really?
Right.
Like I know I literally did this one time. I remember this specifically. We was dancing, go to the club, getting in there. I was in my drip. I was like, yeah, me. And I danced with this girl. I said, okay, cool. She turned. I was like, and then her friend pulled her off. I'm just like, I literally sat there and I'm just like, y'all ain't even cute. Y'all ain't even cute. I'm just trying to have fun and enjoy the night. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man.
Well, ugly girls have preferences too.
True that. They need other ugly people.
Okay.
Y'all can commune together and have your little ugliness of happiness.
Man, ugly people make pretty babies. You've never seen a dime girl and you see her parents and you're like, I don't know how that happened.
Oh, man.
You've never seen that?
I mean,
I'm trying to think.
Oh, bro, I have met some girls. I interact with attractive girls quite a bit.
Ugly
so I've had a lot of.
parents?
Yes.
I don't know.
I have seen some. Usually.
I mean, I guess physical attractive is always going to be subjective.
I mean,
So, but we have. There's a universal.
I'm going off of the
like,
universal
like,
law.
yeah.
There is a universal
ugliness.
as well as conversely,
Bro,
there's a universal attractiveness.
Beauty. Yeah.
that is crazy. You can roast somebody, but yo, you universally ugly.
That's terrible.
Like no matter where you go in the world, people are going to generally think you're an unattractive person.
Dang.
I think that that's rare. I really do. I think that that's more rare. I
Yeah.
think that people in general are actually more beautiful.
I mean, you even see people on like My 600-Pound Life, My 1,000-Pound Life, or whatever. They're married. Like these people are in marriages.
Yeah. I mean, it may not be the most attractive couple, but they're still
that just
love.
goes to show, man.
But not
you
every
know?
beautiful person has to be beautiful in order to date one another.
That's true.
You know, like I think that's a lot of times like what a lot of people do when they are in the dating market, especially these apps. Like it's centered around attraction because there can be maybe some dope people that you interact with or that you don't interact with, but you judge them based on that picture. And they could be everything that you're looking for in a woman, but they just looking a little hideous.
Can you?
you said looking hideous?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I get you.
Golly.
If you have, let's say
That's
that, Mel,
so
let's say that
strong.
you created an app, and on this app you could not see their picture, right? Only thing you could see is about them. You know, they express themselves, yada yada. There's a whole laundry list of stuff, and then you have to determine if at that point then you want to talk to them, right? And the only way that you can then talk to them is if you both, of course, match, right? You both like each other and how they talk. And then you can see a picture at that point. Do you think, I mean, if you talk, and you had to talk for at least a week.
1 week.
Like you had to actively be on the app. Like the app is going to determine
You have to
if you had
engage
enough
3 to 4
interaction.
times a
Yeah.
week at least.
Right. So, do you think that would increase the amount of people that would have a better chance online dating, or would it be the same or decrease it?
I mean, it's kind of, this is based on an app.
Yeah, just I've just made it up.
I don't think it'd be low. Because a lot of people.
You think it would be better?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't. Just because a lot of people, they garner. First off, you have to think about their attention span.
Right.
You know, you have all these things. Oh no, I have to get to know this person.
Yeah.
Nah, I have to see how they look first.
Yeah.
Because that's immediately. But the thing is, because that's the first thing that people do when they're getting to know someone. I mean, when they're first attracted, you have to look. Like even
Right.
out in life, like you will if someone has something interesting or if they look interesting or if they appeal to you, you'll be more apt to walk up to them and say, hey, how you doing? And all that stuff. Versus trying to dig through all this stuff to figure out who they are and then find out who they are. It's just too much time. Now, I think the concept is cool. You know, I think it'll attract a certain level of people who have a different goal.
Yeah.
Like who's more like, yo, I'm trying to find love. I think that'll be a more, but also if it's on an app, not a lot of people will invest into it and then it will fail because there's not a lot of options because most people are going to go on Tinder or the ones that are quicker.
Yeah.
Because everything nowadays is just quick.
Yeah.
Everything is making it, it's like the microwave society in a sense, or the microwave culture,
I think that with relationships, you have to be attracted to them in some sort of way first.
Yeah.
And if you don't, this is how like ugly men get beautiful women, right? So if you do not have you're not going to walk up to a gorgeous woman or whatever, even a decent looking girl, and you're just ugly, and you're not going to just get her off the street. Like, you know what I'm saying? No matter how much game you have, like, you're not just going to just get her. What you have to do is then you have to take the time and then put in the work so she can see your personality. So men and women are obviously biologically different, and men, of course,
Are we?
Oh, come on, man. So men, we first see women and how they look, right? And I don't think, and some people don't realize this, but we look at a woman, and the first thing that we see is how they look, and then from there we determine our temperament for them, the amount of BS we will take from them. So if you are an 8, 9, or 10, we're apt to take or have more temperament for you. We will put up with more BS because you're a better looking or I'm more attracted to you, right? And conversely, if you are better looking, in my opinion, right? This is whoever's personal opinion. If you are a 4, 5, or a 6, right? Which whatever's average, then I'm going to take less BS. I'm gonna have less temperament for you, right? And that's based upon your visual, right? Yeah. Conversely, right? Same thing with women, but it's going to be about their personality, their status, and how they feel emotionally or the level of security. So if a woman talks to a man and he's not that good looking, he has the ability to actually get her if he has time to interact. So one of the easiest places for this to happen would be work. So at work, you know, especially if you work 8 to 10 hours a day, and you don't go out on weekends, and you don't if you don't go to clubs and stuff. For a lot of people, and if they're not on dating apps, because everyone isn't, then
a lot of people aren't. A lot of women aren't. A lot of women aren't.
Right. So if they're not going out to the clubs, they're not on dating apps. They don't have anywhere to meet men except at work. They spend most of their time at work. So they're going to typically find someone at work. And if you spend with women, if they spend more time around you, and this is a pickup, so a lot of pickup artists will talk about this. So the more time you spend around women, and the more they get to know your personality and who you are, they can start to like you, and in their eyes, you can look better to them, and that's one of the easiest ways to get a beautiful woman if you are not a beautiful man. So just understanding that if you know that, then you can put yourself in the right positions to get the opposite person.
Yeah.
I think that an app like that would produce better outcomes for those who do match, but ultimately you would get way less interaction, and you would see a lot of ghosting when you finally get that picture.
So you're like, oh my God, you got a great person. Men. It would mostly be men, I think.
I think women do it at equal rates.
I don't.
You think men ghost more? Or do you think women ghost more?
I think women ghost more, but that's because I'm a man.
Right.
So
I would say this. I don't know.
But hold on. How often do you ghost people? Have you ever ghosted anyone?
We all have.
Let's define ghosting so we are on the same page.
Okay, define it.
You asked the question.
You asked the question.
Well, defining ghosting is having an interaction and then out of nowhere y'all messages and you're like, hey, you still there?
Okay, so someone is reaching out to me and I'm not responding.
Right.
Almost never. I'm sure I've done it, but
I mean, nowadays you just auto ghost. You just unmatch.
No.
One day you get on the app.
If it's on an app, I can see that. But
I don't consider that ghosting.
It's not. I don't think so.
On app, I don't think this. But if you all have each other's number,
right,
and then you all make plans and y'all do stuff, you have maybe a brief interaction, and then they just cancel. I guess like similar situation with old girl in Louisville with the church. You know.
That was ghosting. Okay, so did I tell that story last week? Yes. Okay, so watch last week to know the story.
So if you're going
But
if you're going out with somebody, or you've been out with somebody, or you're texting, you're on the phone, whatever, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere,
You just stop communicating.
stop.
I've never done that.
Yeah, I've never done that either.
you've never just said, I'm not really feeling you, and then you guys just fell out.
Nope.
No,
it's-
the thing is, you know what? It's not a super perfect example, but there was someone that I matched with on the Facebook dating app or whatever, and I accidentally swiped right because she liked me or whatever, and I was just like, you know. But instead of just unmatching, I sent her a message, and I was just like, actually, no, I can just read it verbatim, so it's just.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, it's recent, just like a couple days ago.
Cause he's back on the
I told you
market.
I'm
Back in the game.
I told you I'm back in the game.
Hey, Swaggalicious is back in the game.
She said she tried to make an interaction or
Oh, that's a
whatever.
good picture.
Yeah.
Of her or him?
The one he took.
Oh, okay.
And then
That's how he gets girls right there.
whatever.
Hey, you want to get some girls in your social media?
Holla at Steve and Mike.
No, it's
baby.
I'll get
facts.
some pictures
Facts.
of
Hey, man,
You get some better pictures.
I'm telling you, top notch quality, man.
Hey.
But I said, I do apologize. I mistakenly swiped right. I said, you're beautiful, you dress well, you appear to take care of your figure, which is everything, at least to me. But the religious aspect will cause unnecessary conflict, but I do wish you best in your journey.
Okay.
And then she said, well, dang, you are spiritual. And that was it.
Okay.
And then,
Let me see it. Y'all better say, because you are so you.
What?
You didn't even give her. She must have said something pretty prolific on her page.
She probably was going hard.
She must have.
go back so you can get options.
Was she going hard?
No. It wasn't just a brief interaction. She
No,
just,
so what you said that the religious piece, is that on her page?
yeah, she just kept mentioning God. I need a God-fearing man. And I'm just like,
okay.
Yeah. She's definitely going hard. She says she's got like 2-3 times.
yeah, so when they have it in their profile, I'm just like, you know what? I'm not even going to do it because it's just going to cause conflict. It's unnecessary. But also, I didn't want to trick her. Like, oh, you like me and then unlike, because when people do that to me, they'll like me and then unlike, and I'm just like, I don't like that, you know. So I at least want to give like a definitive type of thing. But because there was this girl that I matched
I
with.
think that you were being nice.
Oh yeah, I definitely was because she was muscular as shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, Mel, like, I'm sitting here like,
Mel.
like, you're tight.
No, she wasn't. She's not my type.
Okay, all
she's
right.
not my type.
I see. For me, I would have just unmatched.
The way that you said what you said though
Yeah.
was very
The
misleading.
way that it almost.
What I didn't. The thing is, I don't want to bring her down. Like, you look nice, blah blah blah.
It's not-
You
I
didn't even-
didn't have to
you
give her
need
all
to
that.
say-
You could have just unmatched.
Yeah, you didn't do any of that.
Well, I felt as if if I did someone match, because like I just said, people match with me and then unmatch. I'm just like, it's a bullshit. You didn't give me a chance.
I
you
mean,
know?
but you make mistakes. Just
That's
like,
right. You swipe right. And that's the
But
thing
I
with
let
the
her
apps.
know.
because there's times where I'm on them apps when I start getting matches and I'm like, I know I didn't swipe on you.
Right.
Like I know
It was an accident.
like something like y'all the apps be knowing they just will just put somebody as a match. Like I did not swipe on you.
I accidentally have swiped on people in the past.
So I had a few interactions, and what I started doing is I would express to them that I was no longer interested, and then I would block them. And
I'm no longer interested. Boom.
like I would tell them why.
Give him that gavel.
And the reason that I did that is because I told a girl one time, like, because I'm all about trying to communicate and, you know, expressing myself and whatever. So I was honest and, you know, like I wasn't mean or hurtful or anything. I basically was just like, listen, I think that you're cool. We've been talking for a few weeks, but I'm just not really interested anymore. I think we're a little different. And I think I'm looking for something a little different out of a woman, and I'm not interested. And she came back and roasted me, like, oh, I'm not gonna roast myself, but
Oh, so basically, it's sort of like how when guys catcall women,
Yeah.
and they be like, "Get away from me!" Fuck you anyway.
Right,
You
yeah.
already know, bitch.
yeah, that's like a lace front show. Yeah, like, you know, it was like, why did she need to do that?
Yeah.
Like she was so Like, I mean, she wasn't. She tried to say stuff that was hurtful.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I mean, this.
You don't even know me.
Yeah, you
to
don't
be
even
hurtful.
know me.
Yeah.
Like, you just like every other dude. Da, da, da. I'm like, okay. So it was just like, you know what? And then I had another interaction that was kind of similar, but not. So then I said, you know what? I don't need to do that. Like, and then I told you, Chris, I think you were like, hey, you out here blocking them? I'm like, I don't need the blowback.
It's
like,
because of how you end it instead of just, you know what I'm saying, letting the conversation die out,
right, well,
which is the culture.
And that is ghosting, I feel
No, it's not. Like, ghosting,
Hold on, sorry.
ghosting it, we already defined it.
Did we?
Hey, Steve,
Well, we're
how's your
talking-
day?
we're talking
Hey,
all
Steve,
the time
how's
we
your day?
stop.
Hey, Steve, how's your day going? No response. For eternity. That's ghosting.
So
Versus letting the conversation die. Hey, Steve, how's your day going? Well,
Okay, I mean, we're... Okay,
you just let it fizzle out. You're not giving any fuel to the conversation. It just fizzle out.
I understand. I mean, for me, that just seems...
What if the conversation is going well?
Then if you're not interested anymore, you want to ghost them?
But just based on the conversation, because I had maybe a brief interaction with a girl, and she was telling, she had a series, social cause that was important to her, getting, about women in tech and all that stuff, and getting them into STEM. I was like, cool, nice little interaction. She didn't ask me any questions about me. And then I gave this like a long page or whatever about, yeah, it's good that you're trying to encourage people, this will influence them for the next generation because just having a conversation. And then she sent the Purple Heart, and I'm just like, how do I respond to this? I said,
You can't.
She didn't give you anything.
She didn't
No,
give
I
you
just
she-
sent you all this, and you didn't respond. This is poor communication.
She just gave me a heart, and I'm just like, all right, I'm not
That
I'm not
fizzles
doing
the
that.
conversation.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
just
that
like, I
fizzles-
literally have nothing else to respond with.
Right.
Right.
And the problem is the culture is that men are supposed to do all the
Right.
work, all
She's
the heavy
gonna-
lifting,
she's gonna come back
lifting.
and be like, well, what, you didn't,
Why
what
didn't
happened?
you-
Where'd you go?
I've had girls literally tell me, like I've texted them, I'll even text them twice, and they don't respond. And then somehow later on we talk about it, and I'm like, you weren't interested. You're like, I was interested. And I'm like, but I messaged you, I reached out, you didn't respond. Well, why didn't you message me again?
Right.
What?
Well, because they're used to men just chasing.
Right, and that's the problem.
Just thirsty.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm not chasing. Like, we gonna be running at the same pace. You know what I mean? We have to be running at the same pace. I'm not chasing.
Same level of interest. I mean, just like women like to see that a man is interested, men like to see that you're interested also. Like people just forget that men have feelings and they have emotions. And just because we don't have how my mic go over here? Just because
Oh yeah, please.
Jeez.
Because your audio has been low. I'm just like, bruh, talk close to the mic.
Oh, that's because you be turning me down.
No, nigga.
No, y'all are on
Yo,
the same.
Yo, we're plugged up on the same thing.
Just because we don't have the space and the openness to express how we feel doesn't mean we don't feel.
Right.
Because women can go on Facebook, Instagram, and they will bash men. They will, and then girls will come. Girl, I feel you. Okay, sis. Blah 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 blah. Men won't say nothing. It'll just go on about. You can just air however you feel. If a man does that, you're automatically going to get the women tribe attack him, bite his head off, this and that, and then on top of that, you're going to have men. They're going to be like, oh, you're a beta. Oh, you did this, did. Like, so men get it from both sides, right? It's one of the reasons why the male suicide rate is so much higher than the women's suicide rate.
No
Like,
outlet.
there is no outlet. We have to just eat it. So this is why it's important to have a circle of 3 to 5 male friends or whoever that you can genuinely express things to without feeling like, you're going to get judged or whatever. You have to have that space. One of my friends recently, well, not recently, like during the pandemic when they had everything on lockdown, he was having a lot of trouble during the pandemic and stuff. And he was just going through it, like a lot of stuff he was going through it in his head. And I had a conversation with him and he was just like, yo, man, the crazy thing is that I lost my coping skill. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, I would go out, I would go to the bar, chase girls, yada, yada, we have a good time. Like, that was my weekend. That's what I did. And he was like, I don't have that. And I'm going crazy. Like, and I don't think that he even realized how profound that was when he said it. But of course I realized it. And I'm just like, well, how many other people feel the same way? Right? How many other people live for why do people live for the weekend?
A lot of people live for the weekend.
Because that is their primary coping. Whether it's the drinking, whether it's the smoking, and they're chasing after guys and girls, or they're just
dressing up.
They're dressing up, like they're getting their makeup done, they're getting their hair done, they're getting their cut. It's coping to say, right? From Friday after work until Sunday afternoon. And then you get a case of the Smondays, right? Which is Sunday, Monday, which is the overbearing feeling that Monday's about to start, right? It's called the Smondays.
I've never had that feeling. Like,
never?
I've never had. Oh, crap,
I had it at some point, but
because I always hear people say
Sunday, and you're about to go into Monday, like it's 4 or 5 o'clock, and you're like, I gotta start chilling out. I gotta work tomorrow.
No, I go to work with a hangover.
Well, we've been there.
I remember working.
But you don't. But you want to do that?
It's not that I want. It just happened. But I'm not like, oh, it's a Monday. People always say it's a case of the Mondays. I'm like, I don't. Why does Monday has to be this bad day and all the other days just get highlighted? I never understood why people hating on Monday like this.
Because they was out getting it on Sunday.
But then I found myself, people say that Monday's bad. Oh, so I guess Monday's bad. And I was just like, no. This isn't the way that I think. This is just their thoughts being projected onto me when this is not a genuine feel.
Yeah.
Monday's amazing. It's the start of a new week.
Exactly.
Everything that happened last week is in the past now. If you made mistakes, whatever, you get an opportunity to correct them. You can also work to be better this week than last week. I switched that energy a long time ago.
Definitely.
Me and Mel, we've had them conversations.
Yeah.
But I want to get into these comments.
Yeah, we can. Yeah. I was going to raise the question before we get into the comments. It'll be on the same length. How much responsibility do you think that the man holds in a breakup of a relationship? Because based on the statistics that we talked about last week, it was 90% of women,
College educated
women are the ones who are more likely to leave the relationship.
Well, let's be clear. Marriage.
I did my own thing, and I was like, but they're not just leaving marriages; they're leaving relationships as well.
Yes, that's correct. But that stat is particular to marriage because you can view it.
Right.
It's not a feeling.
Right. And you can see who filed for divorce.
Who's filing for divorce. Right.
So it's very solid.
It's a statistic. You can't
So
argue it.
Let's be a little objective if possible. I mean, at least I'll try to be. As far as because guys, we what blame do we have? Because a lot of women are obviously not going to view it how we view it, since we're guys. And we're three guys talking about women, so women are going to think that we're automatically biased towards women. Towards guys,
right.
Because we're guys.
So, can I start? Okay, thank you. So here's the thing. Okay, I've been having these conversations with women since the podcast. So,
go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So, a lot of feedback that I have gotten from women is, well, yes, I left. And these are women that have been divorced and women that have been in relationships who all primarily have said, I've left all of my relationships. And they are leaving, but a lot of them are saying, well, I'm leaving because... Right, X, Y, and Z.
There's always a because.
Right. Well, I mean, of course. I mean, well, everyone left for a reason.
Yeah.
But the one thing I don't hear is, of course, any accountability on their end.
Of course not.
But a lot of it is, of course, on the man. But the men are still there. The men are not leaving. And one of the points that I brought up, it's 50-50. That's to answer your question. Percentage-wise, a relationship is 50-50. We all play a role in it. So you can't just say, well, I left because he cheated on me and he kept cheating on me. Well, then why was he cheating? Right? If he was in a relationship, you guys were together, then why was he cheating? I'm not saying that cheating is right or is not right or whatever, or all cheating is not the same. Because in my relationship, if I talked to a girl on Facebook in the comments, then I was cheating, right? It's like, and I'm not talking about talking as in like,
Just
hey baby girl,
communicating.
just communicating, right, with friends. I mean, I literally had we had an argument one time because I had a friend who I had been friends with for like 12 years, Karina. Remember Karina? You guys know Karina.
We all know Karina.
Right. So
Wow.
she had come over to the house one time and she brought her friends and we were going out and my wife at the time was supposed to come out with us. She decided not to come out because she brought her friends and we all still went out and of course I was cheating on her. And it's just like, what? Anyway, so everyone has their own perception or concept of cheating. It doesn't necessarily mean sex. So first things first, I think that going into a relationship, you have to determine, well, what is okay and what is not okay. This is part of communication. And we don't do that because it's a subject that we don't want to talk about. So 50-50 at the end of the day. But yeah, that's my answer. I have more to add, but I'll go ahead and just...
Okay, so I don't think being objective, right? Men need to be more upfront. See, the problem is men feel like they can't be honest with women up front because then they'll not get the girl.
That's true.
And because so the culture has, created this ideal that women and men have to be monogamous. If you're not monogamous, there's no other way. But that's only in American culture that it's that cut and dry. Many other cultures, if y'all could pay attention, many other cultures, it's not like that at all. So, what were you both paying attention?
I'm paying
I'm listening.
attention.
Oh, okay, because it seemed like y'all were having a whole little thing over here.
I wasn't.
I'm not sure what he was doing, but I had
So
notifications.
other cultures, people don't. It's not like because there's a dude on a podcast. I don't know. He's a popular guy. I don't know him, but I think he's like Arabian or something. And he was talking about how, he's like, yeah, why would I be with one woman? That's dumb. But in his culture, they're allowed to have 4 wives. But he just lives here in America. And everybody was roasting him when he said it. But it's like, no, like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that the culture here has confined men what they really want. I think men holistically aren't monogamous in nature, which is why we see so many problems with it. And I would also say that obviously communication is a major issue, right? So if women and men are not communicating properly, if they're not looking to work through problems, if they're not looking for outlets and, all the work that we kind of teach, then obviously the relationship will fall apart as well. And of course, the man is supposed to be the leader. So if he's not initiating some of this stuff, that could also contribute to stuff falling apart. So that's where I would say men have the problem. But to be honest with you, Steve, I don't agree. 50-50. I don't agree. I think that women are more of the problem than men are, holistically speaking, not just based on the numbers, but that is a big factor because if you have a family, like this isn't dating, you're married, you have a family and you made a commitment and you have vows and the woman's just like, well, it's not working out. And at first it was like, because a lot of women will say, oh, he's abusive, he's this and that. Okay, all these men aren't beating y'all. Like all these men aren't just out here just cheating on y'all, right? There's a certain amount of women who just think that they could do better. No one ever talks about that. Like there's a certain amount of women that are like, the grass is greener on the other side. I see this on TV or whatever the case may be, and I can get better. And so I deserve better. They don't appreciate what they have. They don't want to nurture the relationship they have. They might be cheating. That's the other thing nobody talks about. Women cheat. They cheat at almost the same rate as men. So what do y'all like for all the men in these marriages that are cheating on y'all? That means these women are cheating at the same rate. Maybe women are a little bit better of hiding it. Maybe men don't catch it as easily. I don't know. But I think that
Does that still happen? Do you think that still is the case for men who don't cheat and there's just differences in a relationship, because people grow and things change? Do you think women are still the blame or the main cause of it?
Right. So I'm not blaming women 100%. I'm saying that the mass majority, I can only speak about my personal experiences. I'm a guy, but I'm a good dude. Like, women have heartened me quite a bit. Like, they have really messed me up to a degree.
Same here.
And I have to do a lot of work to not just be a creature, because women have molded me into. I've had such trashy things done to me by women, and I'm a good dude. So how did that happen?
Yeah.
Right? I've never cheated on anybody.
Yeah.
And when I'm in a relationship with somebody, I'm very upfront and honest about how I feel, and I communicate, and I do that on a regular basis. And women don't care, because if they didn't get the outcome that they want, or if you're not making them feel the way that they want to feel, they will discard all of that stuff and mold you a certain way. They will lie to themselves. Oh my God, I have had women build these amazing, like, histories of us that never happened. Like, just straight up lies. And so, yeah, I mean, yes, I do. Because women feel, and men are more logical. So a man will say, no, that didn't happen. Be like, well, you made me feel that way, so it happened. And it's like, but that's not what actually happened, though.
You know, the interesting thing, and I think we talked with Shell about it. She was saying that, recording conversations, right? That conversation. And as a woman, she would record conversations because dealing with other women, they would misconstrue stuff. And it'll be like, no, that's not what happened. So that's why people record conversations now. Yeah. So that way it's like, no, this is what happened, because how you feel is not reality. And that's a big point to make.
It's a big point. I think everybody should give 100% of themselves in a relationship. Not like 100%, like all of it. Like everything has to be about you, but like me building myself is also me putting into the relationship, right?
Do you think that, like, you're right, so I said 50-50. I stand on that. Just because I believe that everyone should take their role.
Definitely.
So a lot of the feedback that I was getting was, well, I left because the man. And it was just like, well, he cheated on me, or, he wasn't good to me, and he was good at first, right? But do you think that let's say that all that was true, right? Because they're leaving for a reason. So let's say all that was true. If the man had the ability or the space to openly communicate how he felt without the fear of repercussion, do you think that would change those numbers? Like if I was able to come and, because the one thing about me that you guys don't have, I've been married and I'm divorced. So I know that in my house, if I went out of my way, or if I said the wrong thing or whatever, and this wasn't a good relationship, obviously I'm divorced, right? Then there was hell to pay, right? There's a reason that term happy wife, happy life came about. There's a reason that's a real thing.
Yeah, the Simp Army designed it.
It doesn't matter who designed it. It's a real thing. So why do people feel that way? Like, why do men feel that way? It's easier. There's way more peace for me just to let my wife be happy and almost live in a world of delusion than for me to be honest and express myself, because I know there's a level of blowback. Like, I think that's a really important part to talk about, that maybe women don't know. Men are afraid to actually say how they feel because of what they're going to get back. They don't feel like they're going to get okay, let's talk about that, right? They don't feel like they're going to get that. They're going to get loud. They're going to get, they're going to get all of that attitude. Or maybe they're going to get put on the couch and they're not going to be able to have sex, or they're not going to, you know what I mean? Like, just by expressing themselves.
Who came up with that? You sleeping on the couch?
I mean, it's a real thing.
It's TV.
Shit,
TV.
I ain't sleeping on no damn couch.
Okay.
TV made it up.
Okay.
Shit.
I've slept on plenty of couches.
You sleeping on the couch.
Okay. Get married and then make her, okay.
It would be different. I have made a decision to sleep. Ain't nobody put me on the couch, but I have been like, I don't want to be around you, so I'm gonna go to the couch.
I've done both things, and I've been in the position where I have gone and slept in my daughter's bed with her. Like, I've slept on the couch. I mean, it's just like,
Nah,
it sounds good right now.
Y'all
bro.
should
It
watch
sounds
it.
good.
I mean, you, because you're basically saying I'm married, so you all can't really speak on it. But I've been in those.
I'm not saying that you can't speak on it, but what I am saying is that when you are in that position and you are living with somebody, you've been living with them for years, and then I mean, I can't just break up. Like, I'm here. If she's like, go get on the couch, da da da. I mean, even if you were like, I'm not getting on the couch, even if she said it or she didn't directly say it, she may be putting off energy that says get on the couch, and then you just say, well, I'm gonna go get on the couch anyway. Like, it's the same thing whether you decide to do it or not.
No, it's not the same.
Okay. Whether if she's putting,
I've without a woman telling me, giving me energy, go get on the couch. I've been upset with a woman, and I didn't want to sleep with her, so I went on the couch. Right. That's a completely different from what you're saying.
I mean, there's a difference between her saying go get on the couch. I mean, it's not necessarily. I've never been told you're sleeping on the couch tonight, right? But there are clear signals. They're like, I don't want you to sleep with me. Or,
so did you not want to sleep with her, or did she not want to sleep with you?
I mean, once again, I've never been directly told go get on the couch.
But did you, when you chose to leave, is it because she did not want to sleep with you, or because you did not want to sleep with her?
I understand your question.
Or you just assume the mood and you just
right. I'm moving accordingly because yes, and I don't. Do I want to sleep on the couch? No. We had a big old bed. It was comfortable. Why would I want a desire to sleep on the couch? And I had to go to work in the morning, which she didn't work, right? I don't want to do that, but I knew, you know what? I'm just going to sleep on the couch because I can tell the way she got in the bed, how she rolled and turned her back towards me, how she would go all the way to the edge of the bed to try to make sure we have as much space between us as possible. There's clear signs. They don't have to say it.
But that's fine. But that's just a personality thing.
Okay,
that's not like.
I'm just saying.
We have different personalities. So when I say that I would never do that, you're saying, well, you've never been in that position. You can't say that. We have different personalities.
So what would you do in that situation?
I'd be sleeping in that bed.
What
do I care if she's on? That's more room for me.
Or instead, maybe you all can have a conversation.
Oh no! No. If I'm sleeping on the couch, this is a knockdown, drag out fight.
Well, I understand that, but what? Because I've been in plenty of fights, but it's never.
Did you guys live together?
No. I mean, we've been weeks at a time with each other. We don't have to live together to know if we want to sleep with each other or not. But it's because there's times where I was like, you know what?
If you get in a fight, you can go home.
Yes.
Okay. What if you can't go home?
But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how can you make the situation better? Like, instead of sleeping and going to other rooms and doing all this stuff to avoid each other, before you go to sleep at night, it's never good to have that feeling of negative, like, because for me, I wouldn't be able to sleep because it'll be like, we're right here. Let's just fix this issue.
It doesn't always work that way.
I know it doesn't always work like that.
Especially when it comes to anger and how you get upset.
That's
the
perfect time to do it when you're both at the height of your.
I think. When was the last time you were in an argument? Like a legit fight.
I mean, the last time I was in a relationship, nigga. I mean, like every time, bro.
Every day,
bro. I have hours of conversations on my phone recorded.
Okay, and in those moments, I'm talking about you guys are in the heat of argument. Do things get settled?
After a little bit.
What do you mean after a little bit?
It. Like there will be because like I'm just like, look, there's no need for us to be angry. Like because like I put my ego aside, I put my pride aside. Yes, I understand that we had this conflict. Like I got to a point because I don't like to get angry because when I get angry, I stop caring about anything.
Right.
Your existence.
That's correct.
I don't care about nothing. I'm starting to feel it now, so let me not think that.
He's bringing up that emotion.
But like,
yeah.
I start to feel it where I just don't care, and I'm just like, I don't want to feel this feeling, and I got that feeling when we were out of town in Seattle, and
you needed space.
Oh no. I wanted to destroy.
I didn't care. But in order for you to calm down, you need to detach.
No.
What? How?
I needed to get it out because I didn't care. I told myself, like, okay, I'm at that point now. So you know what? Let's go there. Let's go to that
Okay.
fucking point that I told you that I didn't want to go
So
to.
then when you go there, then what?
Oh, I feel good.
How does she feel?
Oh, I don't know, scared.
Okay, all right. So does it? So do you think at that point she wants to get into bed with you?
But when I sense that, I say, okay, let me calm down. And I say, look, we're not agreeing with one another. How can we become calm? How can we resolve this peacefully? How can we have some kind of solace? What is this issue? Because I feel like in every situation, yes, there's time to breathe and there's time to escape. You know, everyone needs their space, you know, because someone's just constantly poking at you and you're trying to walk away and they're constantly coming towards you, you're going to erupt. But obviously, if you're in a relationship and you're trying to work things out, you know going to sleep angry is just going to wake up with a negative feeling. So even in those situations where I blew up and I got angry, you know, I lost some sleep, but I'm just like, let's talk about this so we can have a better understanding. Because like a lot of times we just miscommunicate or we just say one little thing. We forget about whatever the situation is, and we focus, like whatever the argument ends up being, we're not even arguing about it anymore. We're just arguing because the energy is here.
Right.
You know, so I'm always that one, even if they're like shrugging or whatever, because I'll be silly and be like, hey, let's just get rid of that feeling. And yes, there's times where it didn't work, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm still sleeping in this damn bed, you know, because there's times, like Chris said, where I don't want to be around this person, so I'm just going to, you know, sleep in the living room. And I've done that plenty of times. But if there was just a mood that was around and it was a negative energy, mood, disagreement, argument, fighting, and all that stuff, and I just say, you know what, it'll be best. Like, nah, fuck that, nigga. I'm sleeping. If you decide to scoot over to the edge of the bed and get comfy, cool. You're the one who decided to do that. I'm going to sleep in this bed. That's just the case. But every situation is different, and there's no right or wrong way to handle the situation. You know, it's just what you felt was best at the moment.
I don't disagree with you, and I think that maybe you have the ability to get something off your chest in the moment, but the thing that sticks out to me, as you said she was scared. You know, if you take things to that level. Because
I tell people, I said, when I get angry, I get this feeling that it starts to feel good to be angry, and I don't care about anything.
Vegeta.
That's a
Vegeta?
normal thing.
And I'm not Vegeta. Oh yeah, it is kind of like
That's
Vegeta.
definitely Vegeta.
But then before, because it's been a very, very, very long time since I felt that feeling, and I'm just like, what is this? I don't care about nothing right now.
Yeah.
And I don't want to feel that. And you know, and after I get that feeling out, let's get solace. Let's get this negativity out the way, because it's doing nothing but growing.
So to answer your question, Steve, I think I would agree that if men had an outlet, that we could resolve a lot of issues and that it would become more balanced in relationships. Because once again, and this is just my belief, I don't have statistics on this. I'm sure somebody's polled men and has a statistic, but I think most men, and this is just me, just who I've been in construction, I've talked to a lot of men. Most men do not want to be monogamous. They don't. So if most men don't want to be monogamous, and meaning that if they had the option, if culturally it was acceptable to have multiple women, they would. And if that's the way most men feel, and if one of the biggest problems women have is cheating, right? Then if a man can say, hey, I just upfront let you know I'm going to have multiple women. It's not a disrespect thing. It's just that's what I need. And that woman had the opportunity to say, well, that's not what I need. Bye. Guess what? Women would start to acquiesce, because if most men are saying, hey, I need multiple women, then women would be like, well, shoot, this is how men are. Right? We don't try to change the nature of different animals and creatures any other way. If lions or gazelles or squirrels want to have sex with multiple women, no one tries to control that. That's fine.
Squirrel gonna get that nut.
They're gonna find that nut. They're gonna get that nut. You know. But with men, because it has been culturally accepted that men are monogamous, now all of a sudden men have to do something that is outside of their nature. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if men were able to say, no, I want at least 2 women or 3 women or whatever the case may be, I think that women can still make their choice. Men are being honest up front, right? They're not going to get the crazy blowback.
Right.
And then eventually women will understand, no, this is how men are, because most men are putting on this facade that they can be monogamous.
But it's hard, though, because we grew up in a society where everyone, especially in America, you can only have one woman. So that concept, as soon as you even mention that, especially if you're not accustomed to that way of thinking, ain't no way in hell, That's why people, or women in general, or just depending on the situation, they get insecure about having male friends or female friends, if you're in a relationship. That's why she probably blew up with you going out with Karina at that time. Like, you were cheating, It's because that concept, if you're not focused on me, you're not dedicating your time and, giving me all the attention I want when I want it, you're cheating, So it's hard because even now, me personally, growing up in a society where I've never, had a polygamous type of environment that I've been around, like, it feels wrong.
Right, of course.
It feels wrong to be like, I want multiple women,
right.
But also, I have an open mind, so I personally, no, I'm good. I'm good.
You all are some of the only men that I've met that are like that. You, John, and Steve.
I would be open to.
Hey man, they got me traumatized, man.
I
barely want one, but I
be open to it.
Just give me one that I can be comfortable with.
But
that
see, that's the
me.
Unicorn. It's rare.
It's the exception, not the rule.
It's so rare to find one woman that fulfills you.
Yeah.
That's why so many of us are single, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, let's just dissolve. That's not a good game plan.
That makes sense though, because it's like if you have, it's literally like going. It's like having a buffet.
But this is what
I want all this.
But this is what friends are for. This is why I talk about platonic relationships and why they're so important, right? For example, I recently had a friend who I was supposed to go to California for this event. And just because just a whole bunch of stuff happened and just inflation, price of tickets and everything, I was like, yeah, I ain't going out there right now. Like, I'll come out at the end of the year or something. I'm not coming out right now. Or I'll catch it next year at the next event. So anyway, she's a photographer, and I went out to do photos with her last year. She's part of our community. Man. So there was a girl that she had done photos for who I just became a social media, crush. Like, I was just like, oh, I love her. You know what I mean? Like, you just see somebody and you see some stories about them and you just, right. So, okay, so that happened. And she reached out to me and she was just like, hey, X and X girl, wants to know if you want to be her date for the event. And I literally was just like, are you serious? Like I felt crushed because I was like, well, I'm not coming. And she.
Oh, I would have.
Right, I thought I was like,
put this on a credit card or something.
Right, and it was so interesting because it happened the day that we had that conversation. Happened last week when we had that conversation about women not going after dudes and me saying I like them. So it was just like, did I talk her up? Right, it was so crazy that situation happened, but. It was just one of those moments where I really wanted to go, but I couldn't go. But anyway.
All right.
We didn't touch on any of the comments.
Yeah. Let's get to the questions.
What do we question?
Trying to get here all day.
It's okay. This is in reply to the reel that was talking about the 20% or the 90% educated women leave relationships more than whatever.
Maybe you could put the reel up.
They leave marriage. I'll leave the comment, whatever. Check. Follow the reel.
80% of women are divorcing their men. They're leaving their relationships.
All that.
That was the reel.
All that. And then, okay. Someone just says 3 men talking about women. Perfect.
Okay, let's talk about that right there.
All right,
let's talk about that right there. So because we're not women, we can't discuss women. Because we're not women, we can't have an opinion about women.
Right.
Because we're not women, we can't define boundaries and things that we like or talk about statistics surrounding.
It's a stat. It's not a feeling.
It's a stat, not a feeling. Meaning it's data
Facts,
over emotions.
facts over feelings, baby.
Like,
You can't
over
fight
feelings.
it.
I think that it's completely absurd. Like, I'm not a cat, so I can't talk about cats.
Right.
I don't like, I can't say if I like cats, if I don't like cats. I can't say when they hiss at me and they breath be stinking. I can't have any opinion on cats because I'm not a cat.
not a cat, bro.
So if that's the case, then in the world, we can't talk about anything but ourselves.
Or, okay, let me push back. She didn't say that we couldn't talk about them. Maybe she's referring to our bias point or a point of view that could be biased.
I mean, the comment was just so.
There's no context.
There's really no-
it's just shade.
Yeah, it's just shade.
It's
Three
literally
men.
shade.
She's not adding to the conversation.
Right.
No, but
And here's the thing: we always ask. Tell us how you feel. Give us your feedback. Give us, you know what I'm saying? Like, give us something. And I mean, it's just like, well, there was nothing there. You didn't give us anything. And
I just wanted to comment on it because women say, I see that,
Yeah.
right? Ooh, guys talking about women. We talk about y'all all the time.
men and women talk about men.
We talk about y'all all. Hey, just so y'all know, we talk about y'all like probably. Well, me personally, I don't talk about y'all as much because I be busy. But before I was like doing what I'm doing now, 60% of the time I'm talking about girls.
All men talk about is women.
Probably easily.
You're just seeing it on
Yeah,
you're just seeing it
on camera.
That's it. We talk about women all the time.
When a woman can support herself and doesn't have to rely on a man for money, she doesn't have to play the stupid games. Men, stop thinking all you need is money to keep a woman and step up your game.
Yeah,
I mean, the statistic supports that. 80% of women, married women, are divorcing their men. And then if they're college educated, which would typically mean more money, are leaving at 90%.
But see, this is the problem, and goes back to the self-accountability. Men need to step their game up because women don't do anything wrong. They're never in the wrong with anything, and it's always their point of view, which is the right point of view, right?
Because their point of view is the one that gets heard the most. They can say anything they want anywhere. And then I think that was a man that actually even made that comment.
Zen Wolf, yeah.
So once again, you have as soon as a woman says something, you have not only just women supporting it, you have men that support it.
Well, he's a son, husband, or mama's boy, or raised by a woman. And this is not me. This is not shade.
He's a liberal.
Like literally, this is not shade. But I was raised by a woman. Like
Right.
a lot of us are. So there's listen. There's a certain thing that was instilled in us. We've talked about it on the show. Women are on a pedestal. They're perfect. They can't do anything wrong because that's all this. We only ever heard their side. I never heard my dad's side or the guy that my aunt was dating or what. I've never heard their side.
That's crazy. That's correct. I mean, not even from our dad's side, it's been just little bits and pieces, and that's not until recent. So we don't even know. It's always we're in the woman's side.
Always. So what else are you going to think? Like, I think that people look, what I would love to see is for the way that women act like they don't do anything wrong, have that same energy towards self-accountability. That would be so attractive. It's not even about you being wrong. Like, you could be wrong. Nobody's perfect. We're wrong. Men are wrong. We're plenty wrong. It's not about that. Men are typically more accountable than women.
Yeah.
And also, like men really do make most of the effort. They're like, oh, you just have money. I can't just get girls just because I have money. I still have to put forth a tremendous amount of effort because the barrier to entry is so freaking hard. Like it's the wall is reinforced with steel and iron and
It's like trying to get in the club. How you gonna hang from outside the club? You can't even get in.
like it's so men work very hard to get women. Women just don't reciprocate. And that's the reason why we got these problems.
Yeah.
Women have the resources to leave because they are educated.
I mean, that's not necessarily true. A lot of times women struggle when they don't have a man. Like statistically speaking, single mothers and single, when women are single, there is the woman that looks like she's living the life. She's traveling all the time. She's eating out all the time. But when you look at the numbers, women don't make as much money as men.
Yeah.
So these women who are single, living their best life, they have no retirement. They don't have any savings. Like, and I know women are going to feel attacked. I'm not attacking you. men look at finances and everything differently than women. So you might say, I got 50K in my bank. I travel. I do this. That's nothing. How old are you? You 35? You 40? You have 50K in the bank? You're in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, you're in trouble. But men think differently. We think about the future differently than women. Women like, look, I'm good. I could travel. I got 50K in the bank. I'm making good money. But what happens later on in life? Like, how are you setting yourself up? Well, I'm not going to put my finances out there. I got money in the bank, but I also have investments that are way greater than that money in the bank. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, we look at things different.
You're correct.
And I think that was it. I mean, there's someone who commented, a lot of people get in relationships for the wrong reasons. People don't know how to date anymore or have reasonable expectations for a relationship and always expect the honeymoon phase. That was just in a reply.
Now, that's actually a really good point.
Yeah.
Disney did that to us.
Disney definitely did. They expect, like, men are always supposed to open your door every single time. You don't touch doors. I mean, there's always this honeymoon phase. And the honest truth is, when you've been with somebody for a certain amount of time, and you guys are, the thing about like marriage or even living with somebody is that wears off. Like, it does. Like, and any person that's been in a marriage for any amount of time, or lived with a person for any amount of time and in a serious relationship, they'll tell you, like, it's work. It's not just all fun and games and da-da-da-da. It's like, bro, like, we're doing a lot of this stuff so that way we can, of course, attract each other. And there are certain things I'm going to do, but then you get to a point where a lot of that stuff starts to dissolve, and then two people are supposed to start to become one. That's the narrative that's supposed to be happening. But it's just like you just start to understand the other person a little more, and it's just like, bro, I'm not doing all that. Like, you know, I love you. You know, I did. You know, I like. Come on, man. And
So there's this incredible barrier to entry, right? So men go out of their way to do all these lavish things to grab the attention, because women just will not pay attention to you unless you do it, because that's the culture. And then when a man can't maintain that, now it's a problem.
Yeah, that's when they're leaving.
That's the reason why I don't even do that stuff. I be wanting to do stuff for women. I be wanting to be romantic, but it's not. At this point, I only do what's sustainable for me.
That's why they say it's not good to take people out on these lavish dates first, like, because number one, you don't know if they're just doing it just because they just want a meal, or number two, they don't. You know, now you have to sustain that. Like, oh, the first date we did this, and this, and then now that's the normal.
That's the bar.
And it's just like, nah, like, I went way out of my way to do that. We're not gonna do that.
There's a culture. There's information passed down. Y'all have probably heard it. I don't know if Mel has, but like, men will tell younger men, like, hey, start off small.
Yeah.
Because if you come out with this diamond ring for her birthday or whatever the case is, that's the bar. Every year you've got to beat that bar. Why is that? Why is that's absolutely absurd? Isn't it true though, Mel? Have you felt that way?
Yeah, that's just because I usually go hard when it comes to like gifts and surprises, and then, you know, having just, you know, conversations with Chris, and I'm just like, you know, I need to fall back because I'll go crazy hard, and then I have to meet that expectation. It's just putting unnecessary pressure on yourself, you know.
Right.
So if you just start off, you know, give them one rose next week or next year, give them two roses. You know what I mean?
Right.
You still in the game. You know what I think that you all should do? You should watch this special. I just watched it last night, and it is literally the epitome of the conversation. Bill Burr, y'all probably, I told y'all about him, but he has special on Netflix. It is hilarious. I mean, he touches on. I don't want to spoil it, but he literally is talking about like gay women and like gay guys. If you look at how gay women are and gay guys are, like the gay guys, they're like happy and all joyous. You look at the gay women, they're all angry and miserable. They're never like super flamboyant and out there. And then like the lesbian, she's like, yeah, you know what I feel, you know, because he's married to a woman, obviously. So like they feel what heterosexual guys are feeling versus the gay guys.
Oh, because they're dealing with women.
Yeah. So I was just like, The way he breaks it down is so dope, man. I'm just like, oh, he fucking killed that. Man.
Is he basically saying that dealing with men is easier?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dealing with men is 100% easier.
I think even women will admit that. Women know that they're very complicated.
That's why they don't. Women will say, "I don't have female friends.
Yeah, all the time.
I don't I don't like dealing with women.
They do not like women.
So if that's not a statistic, but it's a consensus,
Yeah.
that's not a stat. Women don't like women just as much. Or women like women, but y'all just have much issues with women that guys do.
Yeah.
You hear me?
It's like, bro, why is that so annoying? Like, can we just?
Like the female, you know what? I love you all. I was raised from a woman, got my name from a woman.
Man,
it's time that we heal our women.
Real quick, what I was saying, because I lost my train of thought on that story, but what I was saying was that that's why it's important to have female and male friends, right? So that way you can give a point of view that maybe you don't see.
Right.
So I had to tell that girl, hey, listen, I'm not coming. And I was like, I don't really know what to say, because I was like, oh, I'm digging her. Like, I don't even really know what to say. And she was like, oh, well, just say this, yada, 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 yada. And then it was like, now you have an open door to have a conversation. This is what I would want to hear. And I was like, oh, that's good. So then I ended up talking to her. Now I'm like, oh, no,
so now y'all been chatting.
You know, we've been chatting every once in a while. You know what I'm saying?
She coming too?
No,
Wow,
she's
Mel.
California.
Wow.
What? I said she coming through. What?
It's
What
just
does
so.
that mean?
This just happened. Like you
This just happened.
It's so fast. She already coming through.
And come out to Texas.
Dang.
Texas and California ain't that far.
That's true. But
Not
no,
on a
that's
plane. It's not.
That's not what I was.
Obviously, no place is going to be close if it's if driving distance.
But just what I was saying was it's important to have, because Chris was talking about how one person should not be your all, and it's like, well, I should be able to have a romantic relationship with my girl, you know what I'm saying, and then I can't expect her to be my everything. Right, so then that's why it's important to have 2 or 3 female platonic friends who are genuinely your friend, who you're not trying to have sex with, and you can then get information and say.
I think that the option should be on the table.
Right. I'm not saying, everyone's.
I just, so like my thing is, because I know people are gonna feel some kind of way about what I say. My thing is,
I always got something to say about you. You always trying to ruffle feathers.
I already know, because that's why I keep it real though. But this is
I'm keeping it real too. But
no, I know,
point of view.
Yeah, I think that men, more than just sleeping with multiple women, want the option. It really do just be the option. Men, no one wants to feel like they're in a cage. You know what I'm saying? You can't do this, you can't do that. And so I'm just speaking from my own experience. Like, having the option sometimes is enough without having to do it. But when you have that restraint, it's like when somebody tells you, smoking weed is bad, don't do drugs. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a young child, you become curious about it. They're not explaining.
I was like, nope, I ain't doing no drugs.
They don't explain why you don't, you know what I'm saying? They just said, don't do drugs. People used to tell, don't have sex. No explanation of why, just don't do it. I was so curious about sex after that, versus if they just didn't say anything at all.
Yeah.
And just left the option on the table.
So I think that once again that goes back to having a conversation and communicating at the beginning of a relationship what your expectations are, and I think that if somebody, or maybe I'll do it, if there was a checklist of a couple of different things, like you sit down and you write down what you want, who, yada, yada, yada. And then what is it in a relationship you feel like you need? You need to be able to have an open space. You need to be able to have a few friends, or, hey, listen, my friends are not going to go away just because I'm in a relationship now. Like, this needs to be talked about, because she may expect you to be like, oh, no, you can't have no girls. Like, who are all these girls commenting on your stuff? Like, just because I'm in a relationship, you cannot expect I post a picture and I get all these hearts. You can't I was single.
I've been single my entire life. You're my first woman. I'm supposed to get rid of all my female friends.
You can't expect them to just disappear and stop Stop being insecure.
And my thing is, these women were here before you, which means if I wanted them,
right, I would have had them.
I already had. That was the thing that used to get me.
Bro, I feel that. I'm thinking about Vegas. I'm just thinking about
men just want a peaceful life. Like, we're so simple, bro. Like,
men just want peace.
We're so simple.
So simple. All this conflict, all this unnecessary. I'm just trying to play the game right now, man.
Yeah.
Can we chill out? I'm just trying to read this book. I'm practicing right now. I don't want all this big.
And maybe women need so much attention because they ain't got nothing else to do. Maybe they need a family.
pick up a hobby.
Maybe they need a family.
Watch a soap opera.
Have a child. You know what I'm saying?
Soap
like,
opera's digest or something, man.
pour
they're
into your
wilding.
child. Like, I just had this thought. Is it possible that women are misdirecting their desire, like their desire to be needed because they don't have children? I know a lot of women
All
have.
that energy. Well, nah, because there's people who have children and it's still.
I know a lot of women.
anymore.
I know a lot of
No.
women. I'm trying to get to the core, right? How did we get here? We didn't just get here. When you talk about a traditional woman, she had all these children. She didn't have time to be, what you doing on Facebook? Like literally, like anybody who has children knows, like it is a lot of work. So like you don't have time. Where's this man at? And da 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 da. You taking care of the children. I'm just wondering. It's just a question.
I don't know. What's the question? Ask the ladies out there so we can answer it next question.
Is it possible that the need to be wanted is being misdirected on men because women aren't having children? There's a lot of 30-year-old women without children.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
I mean, it's
That never existed in the
Yeah.
past. So
Yeah. That could be a question
It
for
might
next
be a
week. Let's see
factor.
if they hey, make sure y'all answer that question, man.
I don't think they answered our questions from last time.
Well, they comment on the video, but
They comment on that reel.
No, the YouTube.
Oh, in the video?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, man, we appreciate y'all rocking out, and
I don't see no comments, so if you know what I'm saying, you feel some kind of way, I ain't gonna see it.
so let Chris have it.
I gotta protect my energy, man. I can't be.
Oh, I feel you, man. Don't worry, I'm the one getting it, so I'll receive that energy. But yeah, we'll end it on that. It's been fun. Chris James, Stephen Michael. I am Animated Mel, and we'll see you beautiful people. Never, because we're on the internet. But
wow.
yeah,
Wow. We might see them in person. You
we
never
might see
know.
y'all in person, man.
We get notice. You know,
Oh, trust
we
me, I got
get
noticed a lot this weekend. But yeah, you all take care. Have a beautiful day. Peace and love.